Have you ever heard of a ghost that cries? Well, let me tell you about the house that I grew up in. It was built in the 1800s, and it was haunted by a woman who died in the most tragic way. She lived alone, and one night while taking a bath, she had a stroke, and she wasn't discovered for 2 days. So for 2 days, she laid in the tub, unable to move, crying out for help, with no one to hear her. She was eventually found by neighbors and rushed to the hospital, but she never came home, at least not her body. Some nights, if you were really quiet, you could hear her crying, her soft broken sobs that seemed to echo down the hallway. And then sometimes you'd hear a thud, as if something heavy had fallen to the floor. One night, I heard it myself when I was a kid. I was laying in bed, and I heard this thud. And even though my heart was pounding out of my chest, my curiosity got the best of me, and I crept down the hallway. The door was just barely open, only lit up by the moonlight, and I peeked inside. I didn't see anything, but then I heard her cries. At first, it was so low that I thought maybe it was my imagination, and then it got louder. And the air around me seemed to thicken, and I felt this heaviness in my chest, like I could feel her sorrow and her pain. And then I heard another thud. Well, by then I was terrified. I ran back to my bed and I hid under the covers, and I didn't sleep at all that night. But even later, when I grew up and I would visit my parents, I could still sometimes hear her crying. So tell me, would you ever go in that bathroom at night?